You guys are having a fantastic Friday. How's everybody doing? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody. Yes, sir. Are we live? Let's make sure we are live on everything. Are we live on the UB Tubes? Let me see if we are live on the UB Tubes. Yes, we are. Audio's working perfect. Yes, sir.
Your description got to be changed.
Oh, it did that thing again. Keeps doing that, man. All right, let me fix that real quick. Got that right there. It keeps doing that thing again. Ah, it's a glitch. It's a glitch. Hey, I got it. There we go. Hey, yes, sir. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to be here. Good morning. Good morning to you. Yeesh. All right. All right, all right. Getting ourselves all set up here. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you guys are making money. You know what I mean? Hope you guys are making some money. I'm just getting everything all set up, getting the announcements set out. And then after that, we are going to get into some stunks. But yeah, how are you guys doing, man? I'm having a good old time, man. I had a good morning this past morning. You know what I mean? Had a good morning. Got woke up, had some eggs and bacon. You know, look, probably gonna have some steak and eggs tomorrow. Ooh wee. You know what I mean? So yeah, got that going on right there. Got that going on right there. Get a little bit of eggs and bacon action, maybe some steak and eggs tomorrow, maybe some chicken and waffles on Sunday. You know what I mean? That's the Lord's Day right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. What we got? What we got? All right.
Got a message from Cuckoo on YouTube.
Ooh, cuckoo.
On YouTube.
Oh, hey, cuckoo. Where where do you this can go on market open? Where do I think what can go on market open? Cuckoo. Yeah. What are you referring to? Let me see here. Let me see. All right. So let me get all set up here. Let me get everything all set up, and I'll be ready to go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. All right. There we go. Got that going on right there. Bop right there. Get everything all set up. Yes, sir. There we are. All right. All right. All right. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. There we go. Okay. So, getting everything all set up here. Let's get the share party going. Let's get a share party going, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let me make sure everything's looking good here. Is everything copacetic? All right. Bop, bop. Right there. Boom. Right there. Get all that set up. Right there. All right. Get everything good over here. Mm-hmm. Actually, just get this over here. There we go. Boom. All right. There we go. All right, all right, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's get ourselves all set up here. All right, so let me get this intro started, actually. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, aka the Rainmaker. I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Sometimes she likes to get shot out the cannon and she goes wee. Other times she likes to go to RBs and watch videos of puppies and kitties. And sometimes, she likes to steal all my low mean. She did call some wonderful stonks over there, like GNTA WGRX and NEUP. We call her DBL Moms. Hey, yeah, there we go. Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go again. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got quite a few baggers this past day. We got quite a few baggers. Yeah. So we had quite a few baggers today. We had quite a few baggers yesterday. And yeah, we're going to just go over all that real quick. All right. We called just earlier today. We called GNTA, which ran up a nice 1,300%. 1,300% right there. It had a very big shot upward there. It was crazy. Very crazy, very big shot upward there. We called WGRX. That stonk ran up a nice 175%. 175% right there. Boom. Right there. All right. We called another stonk as well. We called NEUP up 64% right now. We're going to actually check that out. And yeah, we got quite a few things there. So we are just made different, folks. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeah. So that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. All right. So that's what we have going on. All right, so let's see here. We got some stonks coming in. First things first, let's take a look at WGRX. WGRX, that stonk is looking rather schmexy, or was looking rather schmexy. Had a nice run up on 175%. 175% right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now it's currently up 153%, but it was 175%. Let's get a graffiti pencil activated here. Let's get the graffiti pencil activated. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so let's get the graffiti pencil activated over Mya. All right, actually over Mya, bop, and bop right there. Got some support at 97 cents over here. Resistance at 103, and then more resistance at 114. It is very much so above the VWAP. The 9 EMA and the VWAP are rather spread apart, so it is extremely heavy, or not heavy, but really it's just they're too far apart. You know what I mean? They're far apart. It be like that. You know what I mean? It be like that sometimes. So, of course, it's a bit over. Was a bit overbought on the RSI over here. Now it's a bit indecisive on the RSI, but you know, as far as the 9 EMA goes, the 9 EMA and the VWAP are pretty spread apart. So you got that going on right there. That's what we got going on. Has a bit of a tiny head and shoulders going on here as well, if you look closely. All right, has a bit of a shoulder over here, a little bit of a head over here, all right, and a little bit of shoulder over here, okay? And then it might even be forming a secondary head and shoulders right up here and right over Mya. And could potentially be moving downward as of now, but right now it's currently consolidated above the VWAP. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see what happens, ladies and gents. So yeah, that's what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on. WGRX needs to break the head and shoulder pattern for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. Yes, sir. All right, let's take a look at GNTA. GNTA, this stock ran up like crazy earlier in the morning. It shot up to 1,300%. Shot up to a nice little high of 1,300. All right, went up there. We called it actually when it was around 97%, and then it ran up to 1,300 immediately, so you know how it be. Right now, it's currently consolidating below the VWAP as of now. So it needs to break the VWAP, it needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. So GNTA needs to break the VWAP and the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. That's what we got going on, folks. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 300 right there. Yes, sir. All right. So Got that going on right there. That is something we got going on. Let's see about another stonk over here. Let's take a look at QLGN. QLGN. All right. QLGN currently moving down below the VWAP. Currently on the downtrend below the VWAP. Very, very choppy downtrend, but a downtrend nonetheless. Needs to break this downtrend and needs to break the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. QLGN needs to break the downtrend and the VWAP. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. All right. So, got that going on. That's what we got going on. All right. Somebody asked about BYND. All right. Let's take a look at BYND Beyond. It's been a multi-day runner as of late, but right now it's currently below the VWAP. Currently below the VWAP as of now. Making some major little drops over there, not looking too schmexy as of now. Currently forming a bit of a pennant over here below the VWAP, yes, over here. Bop right there, and bop right there. All right, so needs to break that pennant right here. Needs to break the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 300. Let's get to 400, 400, 400, 400. Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir. All right. BYND needs to break the pennant and the VWAP for it to be so much maxi to meow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. INBX. Let's take a look at INBX. INBX. All right, let's see what we got going on here for INBX. Not very schmexy. A lot of choppiness going on. Needs some serious volume to break the VWAP. INBX needs volume to break the VWAP. Not looking too schmexy. Not looking schmexy as of now. Someone asked about open. There we go. We got open going on over here. Let's take a look at that right there. One second, ladies and gentlemen. Just getting everything all set up over here for this one little thing right here. Bop right there. All right. And bop right there. Okay. Good. There we are. There we have it. There we have it, folks. All right. Okay. Boom. There we go. All right. We got that going on. Got that going on right there. And then we got this going on right here. All right. So, open. Let me refresh over here. Open. Hey.
Open sesame.
Open sesame. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, hello. All right. One second. Up. Hold on. Hey. Why you give me problem today? Why you give me problem? You don't want to give me problem normally, but today you want to give me problem. Okay. I don't know. It's giving me a little bit of an issue here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right, there we go. Come on, not the news feed. And well, yeah, we got the news feed. The mover. Yeah. All right, I don't need this. No, I don't need this. I do need. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Right over here. Just got to get this all set up right here. All right. And all right. There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. And then get ourselves all set up over Mya. And finally, let's get ourselves set up over Mya. Just for some reason, it's being a pain in the butt. Yes, big pain in the butt. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Aha! There we go. Right there. Yes, sir. All right. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Hold on. There we go. Yes, sir. All set and ready to go. All fixed up. I don't know. Had a little bit of technical difficulty right there. Had a little bit of technical difficulty. It'd be like that, though. It'd be like that. INBX. Actually, we were looking at open. Open. Let's take a look at open. All right. So for some reason, open right here. Not looking too schmexy, ladies and gentlemen. Not looking too schmexy right now. Actually, looking a little, yeah. I mean, it had a little bit of an ABCD pattern here. A little bit of an ABCD pattern. So it has a little A to B. Oh, excuse me. A to B. B to C. C to D. Right over here. All right. Let me actually change this over here. Bop right there. Bop right there. All right. Got that. And need that. Bop right there. Okay. And then had a bit of a pennant forming right over Mya right there. Has a little bit of a pennant forming right over Mya. So you got that going on right there. Boom. Got that going on, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. So we got that going on over here. And this going on right here. Bop. So has to break this pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. But right now it's looking meh. Right now at this very moment in time. Needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Doesn't look like it has much in the volume department. So open. Let's go here. Let's see about open. Let me get that going on. Where's the VWAPA? Where'd the VWAPA go? Where'd the VWAPA go? 1 second. 1 second. Yeesh. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get the indicator top left. 1 second. 1 second, ladies and gents. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second, folks. 1 second.
Technical issues, eh?
Yeesh. Aha. I think I found the VWAPA. I found it. I think I found. I'm gonna make it bigger though. I want to make it bigger and bolder.
Indicator right there.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
I wanted the EMA. The EMA. 9.
Exponential moving exponential. Type the word in exponential.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
There's the one.
That's the one.
I'm gonna make this one the purple. I want to make this one the purple.
Purple.
The pepper. The pepper.
Make it a bigger one.
The bigger one.
Make it bigger.
How make? Oh, if it's a bit. If it's okay, that's fine. Okay.
I don't know. It's okay.
Looks fine. Looks fine to me. Whatever.
Let's not get particular.
All right. Let's get it. I would just make this one. I'm gonna make this one bright the blue, and then we're gonna go. Yes. All right. So currently, as of now, the open just had a nice little shot upward over there. Needs to break the pennant right over here for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. That's what we got going on for open. Open needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya off the ABCD pattern. So we got that going on right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So next up, we got VIVK. VIVK. Let's see how VIVK is doing right here. All right. Let's get this out of here. We don't need that. All right. So don't need that right now. Don't need that right now. Yes, sir. So we got over here the movement had a little bit of an A to B, B to C, C to D, and it was trending on up for a little bit, trending upward right over here, right? And then made a nice little pennant right over right there. So it's got that going on right there. That's what it's got going on. Bop right here. All right, VIVK needs to break the pennant over here. Needs to break above the VWAP as well. The VWAPA needs to break above the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. That's what it needs to do right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. All right. There we go. Actually, let me make this. There we go. Aha. Make it a bit thicker. Thick with 2 C's. There we go. There we go. There we go. There's the VWAPA. There's the VWAPA. 9 EMA fell below the VWAPA as well. So you got that going on right there. That's what you got going on for this stonk right here. Let's get some support and resistance lines for it real quick. Let's get some support and resistance lines. Bop right here. All right, bop. And bop right there. And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeesh. Let me actually make this font size a little bigger so it can be seen more. Ooh, there we go. Right there. So this stonk right here, VIVK, has support at 38 cents, needs to break above the 39-cent mark, needs to break above that because that is where the VWAP is, and resistance as well. Needs to break above 40 cents, 42, and then 45 for it to be so much maxi to mya. So we got that going on. So VIVK needs to break the pennant. All right. And the VWAPA for it to be so much maxi to mya. There we go. Stonks over honks. Welcome, brother man. Welcome. USEG. All right, let's take a look at USEG. Let's take a look at USEG over here. All right, USEG showing. Ooh, yeah, not a lot of volume going on here. Not a lot of volume here for this stock right here. USEG needs some serious volume for it to be so much maxi to mya. Right now, it's currently consolidated below the VWAP. So let me actually get some channel time, it's channel time right over here, bop, right there. So we got that going on. Let me actually make this a little bit thicker for you. Boom, right there, and boom, right there, and boom, right there. So you got that going on. So a little bit of a channel forming over here. Very, very choppy and indecisive. Not a lot going on here. Needs to break this channel for USEG. Needs to break the VWAP as well for it to be so much maxi to me. But right now, USEG needs some serious volume for it to be so much maxi to mya. So USEG needs volume to break the VWAPA for it to be so much maxi to mya, because there's a lot of indecisive wicks going on here for this one right here. Very, very choppy, but needs that going on. Needs that going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's take a look at some other stocks right here. Let's take a look at some other stocks. What are the stocks we got going on? Somebody requested RR. All right, let's take a look at RR. All right, RR has some movement going on here. A bit of a price spike going on, but it was consolidated. So I'm a little bit weary of the stock. I'm a little bit like, you know what I mean? A little bit cautious when it comes to this stock. This stock was very, 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 very indecisive before. Had a lot going on here, so it was going from bop to bop right there. Had a bit of a channel over here. Broke above the channel, thankfully, and I'm happy it did, but the thing is, it's still very, 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 very choppy and indecisive right now. Very indecisive and choppy right here. So it needs to break through this pennant. Broke above the VWAP, though. It did break the VWAP, so I will give it credit there where credit's due. And right now, RR needs to break the pennant over here for it to be so much maxi to mya. So let's put that up there. RR needs to break the pennant and the VWAP. I actually broke the VWAP. I just need to break the pennant for it to be so much maxi to mya. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on over there. Stonks over honks asked for WGRX. All right, let's take a look at WGRX. All right, WGRX. We called this stonk earlier. Ran up a nice 175% right there. Ran up a nice 175%. 175. So we got that going on right there. That stonk ran up a nice 175%. So let's take a look at it over here. So it had a nice little A to B, B to C, C to D going on right over here, right? Ever since then, it's been kind of in a bit of a pennant over here, right? Bop and bop. Needs to break that pennant. It is above the VWAPA as of now. It is above the VWAPA. Had some double tops also as well right over here. One double top right here. Bop right there. All right. Let me actually make this a little bit thicker. Make it a little more, seeable there. Bop right there. Another one as well. Had two double tops right over here. Right going on over there. Right there. So 2 double tops, needs to break the pennant, needs to really break the pennant in those double tops right there for it to be so much Mexi Tumya. Also had another ABCD all the way over here. Had a couple of them actually. So ABCD here, right? Another one over here, right? And then it curled all the way downward and formed another ABCD all the way up over here. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. All right, let's get some support and resistance lines for this stock right here. Bop right there. And bop right there. So we got that going on right there. Boom. All right. Has support at the 97-cent mark. Needs to break above $1.03. Needs to break above $1.14 as well for it to be so much Mexi Tumya. But it looks like it's trying to curl off the pennant just a little bit. Needs some serious volume. Needs volume for it to really curl off that pennant for it to be so much Mexi Tumya. So we got that going on. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 1,200. Let's get to 1,200. 1,200, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So let's see what we got going on here. Yes, yes, sir. WGRX needs to break the pennant and the double tops for it to be so much Mexi Tumya. But that's what we got going on for WGRX. Had a nice run earlier in the morning. It ran up a nice 175%. So it's got that going on right there. Let's get a share party going. Yes, share party. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. As we also got requested AIRE. Let's take a look over here at AIRE. All right, so AIRE had a bit of a drop over here. Very big old drop. Tried to form a cup and handle here, but it fell down below it. It failed the cup and handle, so it's got that going on right there. Let's get some support and resistance lines right over Mya, right here. Boom. And actually, yeah, no. Man. This stock not looking too schmexy right now. It's not looking too schmexy. So right now, it had a bit of a downtrend. Tried to curl its way on up. Over here. Had that downtrend. Needed to break it. It tried to break it earlier, but then it just dropped down below. It was looking like it was going to form a cup and handle, truth be told. But, didn't form a cup and handle. Didn't take. So now it's got to break through this little descending wedge right over here for it to be so much Mexi Tumya. AIRE has to break the descending wedge right over here. Needs to break the descending wedge and the VWAPA for it to be so much Mexi Tumya. Otherwise, it's just Someone asked, can I get in RR for day trade? Well, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not allowed to tell you what to do. I'm not a stock advisor or a stock professional. This is not stock advice. Do your own due diligence before doing anything in the stock market at all whatsoever. I could look at RR, though. I'll give you a look at RR. Take a look at it there.
Key levels of support and resistance.
Yes, I will create the Fibonacci. Yes, the Fibonacci. All right. Why not? You know.
Have a 2 slice of pizza coke.
Yes, 2 slices of pizza coke. Oh my God, that brings us back to the old days there, huh? Oh my. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So currently, RR has support at. Well, what does that say? $5.43, $5.49, $5.55, $5.58, $5.62, $5.66, and $5.74 is the resistance line over there. So it has support at $5.66, resistance at $5.74. As far as I'm concerned, though, it needs to break this pennant, and it has a lot of. It came straight out of a channel just now, shot up nicely, then proceeded to just form this big old pennant right over here. Looks like it's trying to break the pennant, though, a little bit, but. As of now, it's just somewhat. It's okay, but not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? Needs to break the pennant for it to be so much Mexi Tumya. Right now, it was kind of choppy and a bit indecisive before, so got that going on right there. I could take a look at any news that it has. Let's take a look at some news on RR. Does RR have any news? Let's see here. No news since the 20th. So we got that going on right there. RR currently up 4% actually. Currently up 4%. 4%. Right there. Not a big fan of it. Needs to break this pennant for it to be so much Mexi to Mya. All right. Tony, why not? Says VIOT. VIOT. Let's take a look at VIOT. All right. Hold on. Oop. Let me give me 1 second. 1 second right there. 1 second. There we go. Yes, sir. Okay. Instead of that, you don't need that there no more. Right there. Okay. So currently, VIOT shot upward right over here. Shot upward. All right. Had a bit of an A to B, B to C, C to D. All right. Shot its way on up, and then basically just made a big old pennant right over here. All right. Had a big old drop over here. Tried to curl its way on up a little bit. Became a bit more consolidated. All this was below the VWAP, by the way. So right now, VIOT is below the VWAP. Not looking too schmexy to mya. I could get some support and resistance lines on it right here. Bop and bop right there. So we got that going on right there. VIOT not looking too schmexy right now. So let me get this over here. Let me write down RR. RR. Let's see how. All right. RR needs volume and to break that pennant. That's what RR needed. VIOT needs volume to also break the pennant right there, but it also needs to break that it needs to break the pennant, needs to break the VWAPA for it to be so much Mexi Tumya. Very, very choppy stock. So needs to break the pennant. That's what it needs to do. It needs to break that pennant. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me get that over here. So let's get that right here. VIOT. VIOT needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There we go. Right there. Okay. So let's take a look at IRE. IRE, it was an early day mover a little bit of an early day mover, but you know what I mean? It did have quite a bit of. All right. Let's see over here. So IRE currently had a bit of a channel over here. Channel time. It's channel time right there. So IRE had a bit of a channel going on right there. A little bit of a channel. Had a channel going on, so it had that going on right there. It had to break that channel, and it did. It ended up breaking that channel very nicely right over mya right there. Bop right there. Bop and bop right there. Has to break above that right there. All right, little bit of a trend line because it had a bit of a double bottom, or excuse me, double top right at the $21.34 mark right there, and then proceeded to basically need to break that pennant right there. So IRE shot up very nicely, remained above the VWAP, was consolidated for some time. Now just needs to break above that double top and that pennant for it to be so much Mexi to mya. So you got that going on. That's what we got going on. IRE needs to break the double top and the pennant for it to be so much schmexy to mya. Someone asked for NRXS. Thanks, bro. No problem, man. Of course. My pleasure. My pleasure. NRXS. NRXS. Let's get a share party going, by the way. Let's get to 1,500. 1,500, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Yeah, share party, share party, share party. Come on now. Yes, sir. All right. NRXS. Right off the bat, I see it had a bit of a double top right over here at the $5.76 mark over here, right? Had a bit of a double top right there. Let's see about how it moved. It moved up, it shot up over here, then proceeded to form a bit of a pennant right over mya. A lot of these stocks just forming pennants right now. Not a lot of decisiveness in the wicks right over here. So we got that going on. Let's get this over mya right here. Support and resistance lines right over mya, bop right there. All right. Got support at 365. 415 is a form of resistance right here. Got more resistance at 454, 481, 488, which is where the VWAP is. $5.08 right here, 542 and 597. Not to mention the double top at 576. These are all points of resistance, so they have to be broken through for it to be so much Mexi Tumya. So it has a ways to go. Needs some volume. Needs to break the VWAP. So basically, need some volume to break that VWAP and also break those points of resistance right there. So NRXS needs volume to break the VWAP resistance and the double top. For it to be somewhat schmexy to me. So it's got a ways to go really before it could really become something schmexy. You know what I mean? For it to become something schmexy to me. Otherwise, man, you know how it be, ladies and gentlemen. You know how it be. Let's see. ADVM came in a bit earlier. ADVM, let me take a look at ADVM real quick. Alpha Delta Victor Mike. Let's see how ADVM is doing. All right. Currently had a bit of an uptrend going on over here. A little bit of an uptrend over here, but it is moving on some very low volume and forming a top tail to top it off. So, man, gapped up a bit as well. So, got that going on there. ADVM, let me take a look at it. 18 million float, which is a bit heavy. Volume is 1 million. So it was moving up on some low volume right there. ADVM, moving up on low volume. Needs to remain friends with the trend. And it looks like it's doing that right now. It looks like it's doing that a little bit. So we got that going on right there. You got that going on right there. So, yeesh. Someone asked, last question. Sorry, haha. Which is your favorite one of these penny stocks for today? My favorite? I don't have favorites, truthfully. I don't do favorites. I am one of those guys that does not like to marry the stonk. You know what I mean? So I'm not a big marry the stonk kind of guy, so I don't really have a favorite per se. You know what I mean? I chase the volume. We're like the Marines. We get in, we get out. You know what I mean? That's what we do. So yeah, I mean, that's what we got going on right there. We did call quite a few baggers, though, today. We called GNTA, which ran 1,300%, WGRX, which ran 175% indelible. So we got that going on there for the indelible tribe. You know what I mean? We got that going on for the indelible tribe. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below as well as the pinned comments section, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We were just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashoda, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. And also, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to share up the stream. Let's share it up. Let's get to 1,800. Come on now, 1,800. Yes, sir. All right, let's get it. Come on now. Ooh, all right, ADVM starting to fall right there. Ooh, all right, all-time highs in the SPY. Oh my. Let's take a look at SPY. Oh my.
Bullish sentiment after
the CPI. Yes, sir. The CPI. There we go. There we go, baby. Yes, sir. Bullish. All right. Yesh. The SPY is looking bullish right there. NUAI. Let's see what we got going on here for NUAI. Not a lot in terms of volume going on over here right now. Had a double top. Not looking too schmexy right now. NUAI. I'm sorry, NUAI. I'm sorry. You're not looking too schmexy to me all right now. But, you know, you are above the VWAP. You are. But what have you done for me lately? Come on now. NUAI. You got that double top over there. You got that big old double top right there. All right, you know what I mean? Not looking too schmexy to me. All right, moving on up right there. Bop had that going on. Tony Why Not says, haha, good. No, man. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries, brother, man. Yes, sir. Our pleasure to try and help. You know what I mean? Our pleasure to try and help. You know what I mean? So, NUAI currently needs to break this pennant, but really, it's got a double top. it needs to stay above the pennant at best, and it needs to stay above the VWAP for sure. Had a shot upward, dropped back down, not looking too schmexy to me. So meh, NUAI, not the schmexiest to me right now. NUAI popped and dropped. All right, popped and dropped. Needs to break the pennant and the double top. I hope it does, man. Looks like it's trying to break the pennant right now, as a matter of fact, so I like that. But again, very, very choppy here. Let's check the volume on the stonk. NUAI, NUAI, NUAI. Let's check the float and the volume. All right, so the float is actually very, very high, 55 million and change. Call it 56 million actually, because it's closer to that. All right, looks like it's breaking above the pennant right now, which is good. That's good. But let's take a look at the volume. The volume is only 753,000. Not looking too schmexy to me. The float is 55 million. Volume is 753,000. I don't trust this stock. A lot of big old top tail forming over here. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tails. That's what we like going on over there. NUAI, not looking too schmexy in terms of that. So, I'll keep my eye on it. But right now, not looking too schmexy. Not looking schmexy at all right there. INBX, how's INBX doing? Is INBX moving and grooving and grooving and moving? Let me see about INBX right here. INBX. Let's see how INBX is doing. INBX, a little bit expensive in my opinion. Little expensive. Little bit expensive, you know what I mean? A little expensive. It is $55 and change, $55.73. Right now, it had some movement upward, but it was a bit choppy there. Had a bit of a double top going on right there as well. We don't like the double tops. We like the double bottoms. But more so, we like the bottom tails. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So as far as I'm concerned with this stock, had quite a few top tails, had quite a few double tops over here. Looks like it's moving up right now, but it's one of those things here. There you go. Tony Why Not says, novice trader, just trying to learn here. Cheers. Yeah, man, of course, of course. Matter of fact, yeah, ask away. You know what? Matter of fact, we do actually have exclusive educational content as well for our Discord, ladies and gentlemen. So we do have the Wealth Builders package, which basically gives you everything that is included in the real-time alerts and scanners, which includes a wonderful, beautiful community. You get access to a wonderful, beautiful community of people who basically help each other out. They're very supportive, amazing. They look at the stocks. They want to improve. They're always trying to get better and better. So we got that going on right there. And to top it off, you got basically a bunch of scanners over here. You got this beautiful scanner right over here that shows the ticker percentage change, whether the ticker is moving up or down, the ticker itself, the ticker symbol, price, volume, and float, as well as the newsroom, all of which, by the way, all of these things have hyperlinks which give you access directly to the stock, so you can look at the chart for yourself, you can look at the volume, you can look at the float, you can look at all these things just by clicking these little hyperlinks over here. And to top it off, you get access to the newsroom, which gives you access to articles. Right here, this shows a little synopsis of the article, gives you a little hyperlink to the full article so you can read it. And also another thing that they do in these little articles right here is they also show the tickers that are affected by said stock. So be sure to check that out, ladies and gentlemen, because yeah. And to top it off, you get access to a wonderful community of very supportive people who are amazing. And to top it off, you get access to our stock ticker tape, which shows you real-time alerts and scanners right there. Some real-time alerts. So you got that going on right there. And to top it off, again, that beautiful community. And when you get the Wealth Builders, you get exclusive educational content, actual access to Coach Nick money, and to top it off, you get exclusive content such as scripts and other things like that, our research and little things like that as well. So you get all that. You get all that stuff by getting the Wealth Builders package. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loots, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Right over there. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on there. Yeah. All right. Somebody asks, like, would you be checking for news updates actively or only technical analysis? We look at a couple of things. We look at both, quite frankly. We per we look at the technicals and then the volume. Volume is a big thing that we look into. Volume and then the technicals and then news. Really, that it's like a priority list basically. We look at the volume, then we look at the technicals, then we look at the news. So we got that going on. Yes sir, yes sir. So right now for this stock right here, the volume is extremely low for INBX. INBX very choppy right now. Not looking too schmexy. Is on a bit of a uptrend, but again, very choppy uptrend. So needs to remain friends with the trend for it to be somewhat schmexy to meh. Otherwise, it's just meh. INBX. Let's get that up here. INBX. Let's get a share party going. Let's get 2100. INBX needs to break the on the uptrend right now. It's on the uptrend. On the uptrend and needs to break through, needs to actually remain friends with the trend, needs to remain friends with the trend. There we go. INBX needs to remain friends with the trend. Has a choppy uptrend, but hopefully it can break through that. Hopefully it can break through that as well as those double tops. It has broken through the double tops before. So let's see if it can break through them again. All right, let's get some support and resistance lines on here as well. All right, let's get it right here. Bot right there and bot right there. Okay. So we got support. Oh, a little bit of a double bottom as well. A little double bottom right over Mia Bot right there at the 54.63 mark over here. All right, so we got support at 54.74, resistance at 58.06. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. Let's take a look at GNTA. GNTA, that stunk has been very sporadic as of late. Let me actually refresh this over here because that is not the one that we were looking at. There we go. There's our boy. All right. So GNTA, major price spike earlier in the day. Again, still consolidated below the VWAP right now. So let's get the support and resistance lines ready right over here. Bop, right there. Let me get this over. Mia. Bop. All right. Needs to break this pennant right over here. Bop and bop. Got that going on. Tony says, sick, helpful, very helpful. Cheers. Yeah, man, of course. All right. GNTA had a major price spike earlier in the day, then fell below the VWAP and started consolidating. So, not looking too schmexy. I'll get you some support and resistance slides right over here, ladies and gentlemen. Indelibles. I'm going to get you all these beautiful little support and resistance lines right over right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, we got that going on. Currently has support at the 271 mark. Also, sort of has support at the 1163 mark. Needs to break through 1346, which is where the VWAP is. And after that, needs to break 1863, 2355, 2847, 3455, and 4439 for it to be so much Mexi Tumia. But right now, it fell below the VWAP. Not looking too schmexy. GNTA needs some volume. GNTA needs volume. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of caps lock right there. GNTA needs volume to break the pennant and the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's take a look at ASNS. ASNS right here. ASNS currently shot above the VWAPA. On a bit of an uptrend here. So we got that going on right there. Needs to remain friends with the trend. Has a bit of a top tail though. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tails. Yes, we do. But right now, ASNS did break through the VWAP on the uptrend right now. So it needs to remain friends with the trend. ASNS broke the VWAPA. All right, broke the VWAP and is on the uptrend as of now. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get a share party. Let's get to 2,300. 2,300, ladies and gentlemen. 2,300. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, sir. Let's get to 2,300. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So we got that going on right there. Double top right over here as well. So ASNS needs to break that double top for it to be so much maxi to mia. Let's see, FIX. Somebody requested FIX. It came in just now as well. Ooh, not very schmexy. Not very schmexy. Also very, very expensive. Now. They keep me down. Now. Nope. 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 Not interested. Not interested. Let's get away from that. That is, wow, that's expensive. Yeesh. All right, so FEMY. Let's take a look at FEMY. Let's see how FEMY is doing over here. FEMY fell below the VWAP. Bit of consolidation going on there as well. A little bit of consolidation. So it's on the uptrend right over MIA. Right over MIA. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So FEMY needs to break the pennant, needs to break the VWAP for it to be so much maxi to mia. That's pretty much all I have to say about FEMY. Let's get some support and resistance lines if we can. Let's see what we got over here. Oh, yeah, we could get some support and resistance lines. Bop, over here. Boom, and boom, right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir, indelibles. We got it right here. So, FEMY currently above the 71-cent line over here. 71 cents needs to break through 73 cents, which is where the VWAP is, as well as a point of resistance. Then to top it off, needs to break 76 cents. And then needs to break 81 cents right over MIA for it to be so much mexy to MIA. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, got that going on right there. FEMY needs to break the pen and then the VWAP. Not looking schmexy as of now. So we got that going on. FEMY needs to break the pennant and the VWAP for it to be so much mexy to mia. A lot of consolidation. So that's what makes the pennants normally. Pennants are usually made with consolidation. A little bit of consolidation. But needs to break above that VWAP. Needs to also, it looks like it's trying to test it too. A little bit. Like right now, the VWAP is at 73 cents. The price action is at 73 cents. Looks like it wants to try to break the VWAP, but we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what happens over here. If it could break the VWAP, that'd be great. Needs to break the VWAP, needs to break the pennant, and then needs to break through those points of resistance at 73 cents, 76 cents, it's 81 cents right there. So it can be so much mexy to mia. All right. What other stonks we got going on? And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party going. Let's get a share party going. And be sure to check out that 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99 indelibles. Link to join us in the description down below as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to check out our community there, man. Check out that community. Join us. Join us. Join the community, man. Join the community. Let's grow the tribe. Join a community of guys who want to basically improve and see you improve. A very supportive, wonderful community. That is what we got going on. FEMY looks to be. What's up?
And tools galore.
And tools galore. Tools galore to help you improve, and people who are supportive that want you to improve. What's better than that? What's better than that? Come on now. What's better than that? FEMY curling off the pennant right now a little bit. Curling off that pennant. Broke the VWAP as well. So, all right, I'll give it some credit. But right now, ooh, looked like it made a big old red candle right there. So I'm going to say, though, FEMY broke the VWAP and curled off the pennant. Right, needs to hold some volume for it to be so much mexy to mia. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Let's see about another stock over here. Let's take a look at LAC. LAC. Let's see how LAC is doing. Somebody requested LAC, so let's take a look at it. LAC. All right, let me actually refresh. There we go. LAC. All right. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, no. Nope. Nope. Very, very, very choppy. Lot of indecisive wicks over here. Lot of indecisive wicks. Now you could say, oh, it was on a bit of an uptrend a little bit, sort of, but not looking schmexy, man. Has a bit of an A to B, B to C, C to D, sort of, and then just made a bit of a pennant right over here. It is above the VWAP. I'll give it credit there, but again, very low volume. LAC needs some volume to break that VWAP. All right, so LAC needs volume to break the pennant. It broke through the VWAP, though. I will give it credit. It broke through the VWAP, but needs volume to break that pennant right there for it to be so much schmexy to meh. Otherwise, it's just you know what I mean? Let's take a look at QLGN. Somebody requested QLGN. Let's see how QLGN is doing. QLGN not looking too good right now, ladies and gentlemen. Had a major downtrend right over meh. Right over meh right here. Bop right there. And bop right there. All right. Had a bit of an ABCD though over here, so let me get that going on right there. Little A to B, B to C, C to D right there. So had that going on, but it is still below the VWAP. So QLGN needs some volume to try and reach that VWAP and break through it right there. So QLGN needs volume to try and break the VWAP for it to be so much maxi to meh. That's what we got going on right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party going. Let's get to 2,600. 2,600, ladies and gentlemen. 2,600. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, yeah. Got quite a few stonks, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a few stonks. Let's take a look at SLMT. SLMT did have a nice little bit of movement yesterday. We got that going on right there. SLMT. All right. Not very schmexy right now, though. Not very schmexy. Very indecisive in terms of its wicks. SLMT needs volume. It did have a nice run yesterday, but not looking schmexy right now. SLMT needs volume. Just in general, needs volume for it to be so much schmexy to meh. There we go. All right, let's take a look at another stock right here. How's yeah? Let's get a share party going on. Share it up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. VIVK. Let's see how VIVK is doing. VIVK. Curled up off the pennant. There we go. It curled off the pennant just a little bit right there. All right, had a little bit of an A, B, C, D in here. A little bit of an A to B, B to C, C to D in there. All right, and then afterwards had a bit of a double bottom all the way over here. All right, and then curled its way on up right over here. All right. So we got that going on right there. And then to top it off, it took its little pennant. Actually, it's got a little double top right over there. So we got that going on right there. So VIVK broke above the VWAP for a little bit. Now it's back down below the VWAP. But it did break above the VWAP a little bit. VIVK broke the VWAP and curled off the pennant. Now needs to break the VWAP once again and break the double top for it to be so much maxi to meh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. VIVK needs that. You know what I mean? It needs that. It needs it. Yes, sir. All right, let's see what other stonks we got going on over here. What other stonks we got? All right. Let's see. Let's take a look at BYND. BYND. BYND on the uptrend right now. On the uptrend. So we got that going on right there. BYND was a multi-day mover, multi-day bagger. It was moving up very nicely. So we got that going on right there. Had an A to B, B to C, C to D right there. Then made a bit of a pennant right here. All right. And then proceeded to go up yet again, ladies and gentlemen. A to B, B to C, C to D, right there. So we got that going on, folks. That is what we got going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. BYND, BYND. All right. Needs to stay above that pennant right there. Needs to stay above that. Yeah, broke above that pennant, needs to stay above the VWAPA right there. Yes, sir. So it's got that going on right there. BYND needs to stay above the VWAPA. Yes, sir. Broke off the pennant, made a nice little ABCD off the pennant. So we got that going on right there. BYND, again, multi-day bagger. All right. BYND broke off the pennant and VWAPA and is forming an A, B, C, D pattern. All right. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. There we go. There we go again. Yes, sir. All right. All right. There we go. Shot upward. There we are. All right. Woo! 8 minutes to the bell. The bell. The bell.
The bell is coming.
Yay. Just give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just get 1 second real quick. Whoo, we back at it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's take a look over here. BYND still climbing, baby. Still climbing. We got 7 minutes till the bell. The bell. It deafens me. The Quasimodo. You already know. All right. So, right now, BYND moving up off an ABCD pattern right now. Looking kind of schmexy right now. So we've got that going on. Let's see how it's doing. BYND up 19% currently. Let's take a look at the let's take a look at the news. Does it have any news today? Does it have any news? All right, it says here Beyond Meat price target lowered to $1.50 from $2. Let's see here. Beyond Meat expects Q3 revenue to be around $70 million, in line with prior guidance range of $68 million to $73 million.
When's that news from?
That news is from today, actually.
Oh.
And they are confirmed for Q3 earnings in 11 days, ladies and gentlemen. 11 days. So that'll be by Tuesday, November 4th. They'll have their Q3 earnings coming out.
Strong resistance right where it's at right now.
Yep.
Strong resistance.
A resistance.
Strong.
A resistance right there.
Moving.
NEUP moving. Woo! NEUP. Let's take a look. Let's take a look right there. NEUP. All right. Hold on. A little bit of a. Come on now. Come on. There we go. There we go. Where's the beef? There we go. There's the beef right there. All right. So, NEUP moving. has a bit of a double bottom forming right there and a bottom tail, but top tail, we don't got to talk about that one right there. Let's take a look at the double bottom right over here. Has a double bottom. Can it bounce off that double bottom and become schmexy tumya? Let's take a look at NEUP. NEUP currently up 56%. Does it have any news today? Yes, it does. Shareholder Weston Nichols reported purchase of 639,110 shares of Euphoria Therapeutics, which is the name of the stock, at average price of $5.14 per share in the Form 4 filing on Thursday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, right there. All right, let's take a look at the float and volume for the stock right here. Float is 1.877 million. Volume is 27.63 million. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tail green.
Bottom tail green. Come on now. Come on.
Don't turn red. Green.
NEUP. Come on now.
Green.
Yes, green. Greenable. Greenage. Greenable. Yes, greenable. Greenable.
I'm not paying attention to you.
Yes.
I'm ignoring you.
Up. I'm looking away. I'm turning around. I'm not looking.
Come on.
Come on. Ah.
You can do it.
Come on.
You can do it.
Come on. You had an ABCD earlier. You had a little bit of an ABCD.
Come on, fella.
Little bit of ABCD, honey. Come on.
Make up your mind.
Come on. You need to break the pennant.
3 minutes to the bell.
The bell. The bell.
Baby,
come on.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
NEUP. Come on now.
Come on. Give me an ABCD. Come on now.
Yes.
ABCD. Get the serenade.
Come on now. Hey. There we go.
Let's go,
NEUP
baby.
needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Yes, sir. Yes. Woo! That was smashing. Oh, yes. All right. All right.
Let's go.
All right, all right. Yes, sir. Let's go. Yes. So we got a couple of stonks right there. Oh, yeah. BYND do that. It do be doing that sometimes. The bell. They definitely yes. All right. So, we got that going on right there. Let's see about some other stonks right here. Let me look at the requests that we got going on over here. Oh, my. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. We got INTC. Someone wants to see INTC. Let's take a look at INTC real quick. INTC. Okay, very much so below the VWAP right now. So INTC was consolidated along the VWAP. Had a bit of a channel going on here at one point. Had a bit of a channel going on. Let's see here. Round right over meow. To right over meow. Right? And then it kind of started falling below that. Fell into a bit of a downtrend over here. A little bit of a downtrend right there. Right there. Had a bit of a downtrend. Fell below it. And now needs to curl its way back up. It has a bit of a double bottom going on over here. But it needs to break the downtrend for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. It needs to break that downtrend. Needs to break the VWAPA as well for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. So INTC needs to break the VWAPA and the double bottom for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. What other stocks we got? Yes, let's get the 3,300. Come on now. Share it up, share it up, share it up, baby. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, to check out our 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, If you want access to it, of course, you can check that link in the description down below, pinned comment section. Gain access to a wonderful community of very supportive people, as well as a bunch of tools to help you out. And if you check out the wealth builders, you get access to everything that the real-time alerts and scanners get access to. Plus, to top it off, you get access to exclusive educational content and exclusive community and all sorts of other things like that. The bell, it deafens me. Yes, all right, here we go. All right. There's the bell, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh-wee! Yes, sir. All right. So, let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at some stonks right here. What else we got? Somebody requested SOFI. Let's take a look at SOFI. All right, let's see here though. INTC needs to break. INTC needs to break the downtrend and the VWAP. And it looks like INTC is trying to break. Oh my god, it did break the VWAP. Oh, okay. All right. I respect. All right. Anyways, as I was saying, SOFI currently above the VWAP. Very, very choppy though. Looks very, very choppy. Has bottom tail. Now it's a doji. Okay. Now it's just a doji candle. But before it had a bit of a top tail there, so you had that going on right there. But one of those little things, A to B, B to C, C to D, right there, right? And then formed a bit of a pennant right around right here. All right. Looks like it's moving upward right now. Oh my, SOFI just moving and grooving and moving. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. SOFI shooting up like crazy. SOFI shot up like a rocket. Let me see what's going on with this stock right here. Up 4%. Currently, though, this stock is moving up, shooting up like a rocket right now off of the VWAPA. So we got that going on. Oh my, SOFI shooting up like a rocket right now. So we got that going on right there. SOFI on the uptrend. SOFI shot up like a rocket, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, $29. Yes, sir. $29. So,
VIVK moving.
oh my, VIVK moving. Let's see how VIVK is doing. VIVK, oh my, curling, baby. Curl, baby, curl. Yeesh. All right, so curled upward a little bit right over meow. So hold on 1 second right there. Bop right there. And bop right there. Okay. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. SOFI looks like it's moving its way on up there. Looks like it's moving its way on up. Yeesh. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. All right, so VIVK shooting its way on up, needs to remain friends with the trend for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. VIVK needs to remain friends with the trend for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Yes, sir. All right, so we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. X4, somebody asked for X4, XFOR. Let's see. Oh my, yes, baby. It is on the uptrend right now. Let's see how the floating volume is for this stock right here. X4 currently has a 22 million float, very heavy. Volume is 981,000. So X4 is moving up on low volume right there. So X4 on the uptrend off low volume. So we see what we got going on over here. Yesh, right there. Yesh. All right, so we got that going on. X4 is currently still climbing, so I'm going to let it do what it do. X4, XFOR. All right, currently up 44%. I'm going to let it do what it do right there. WGRX. Let's take a look at WGRX in the meantime. WGRX. Okay. Because we did call this one. This one became a bagger. You already know what time it is. All right.
NEUP moving.
NEUP moving. Oh my. All right. WGRX formed the double top, needs to break the double top for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. So we got that going on right there. WGRX shot up, but needs to break the double top. NEUP moving. Let's see how NEUP is doing right there. NEUP currently moving its way on up right now, curling off the pennant. So we got that going on right there. NEUP curling off the pennant, curling off the pennant. So we got that going on. NEUP curling off that pennant right there. NEUP curling off the pennant up 62% right there.
Nice little price spike.
Nice little price spike there.
A nice little price spike.
NUP. Nice little price spike. Nice little price spike right over there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So NUP. Nice little price spike, baby. Yes, sir. So we got that going on right there. Yeah. All right. What else we got? What else we got? Because NUP is moving down now. MOFG. MOFG. Let's see how that one's doing. MOFG needs volume. Needs volume. MOFG needs volume for it to be so much maxi to me. All right. All right. All right.
WGRX moving.
WGRX moving. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. WGRX moving. All right. Looks like it's climbing back up some more. Broke through that double top and is curling. It's moving upward right now. WGRX. WGRX broke the double top and is still friends with the trend. Yes, sir. All right. Let's take a look at NUAI. NUAI on the uptrend over here as well. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So NUAI currently on the uptrend right now. NUAI on the uptrend. Let's see how the volume is for NUAI real quick. NUAI, how's NUAI looking good, up 25%. Let's see about the float and volume over here. Float is 55 million, very heavy. Volume is 4 million, so it is moving up on low volume right there. On the uptrend on low volume. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's get a share party going. Let's get a share party, share party, share party. Yes, sir. All right. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So there we go. There we go. NUAI shot upwards. Currently friends with the trend. Moving on low volume right now. So we got that going on. It's still climbing. Still climbing though. NUAI. NUAI up 28%. So we'll give it that right there. Still climbing though. So nice. Nice. Very good. Very good though. Very good that the stock is climbing. All right. So currently, NUAI is on the uptrend here on low volume, so we're going to see what happens with the stock. Now it's forming a teeny tiny top tail. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tail, so let's see if it breaks through and continues to curl its way on up right here. Let's see if it curls its way on up for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 3,700. Come on now. 3,700, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, ladies and gents, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. Indelibles, we are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. So be sure to check out our 4-day trial for only $9.99. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. What else we got? Let me add them. All right. Let's see here. What about LUMN? Someone wanted me to check out LUMN. LUMN. Let's see how Lumen is doing. Lumen. Let's see here. All right, so LUMN looks like it had a teeny tiny ABCD pattern over here. Doesn't look like it's got much in the volume department, truth be told. So let me grab this right here. And ABCD. A little bit of a pennant over here. Bop right there. LUMN needs to break the pennant off that ABCD pattern. LUMN needs to break the pennant off the ABCD pattern. All right. Yeesh. All right, there we go. All right, LUMN needs to break that pen for it to be so much Mexi to meow. Let me see if I can get some support and resistance lines for this stock right here. Yes, I can. Okay. All right, let's get some support over here on the right there. Has to hold above $8.18. Needs to break through $8.31 for it to be so much Mexi to meow. So we got that going on right there. That's what we got going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So there we go. There we have it right there. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get the 4,000. 4,000.
WGRX trying to break high.
Ooh, WGRX.
At 108.
All right. WGRX. All right.
And NEUP trying to break the high day as well.
NEUP. Resistance at $7. All right.
NEUP looks better. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Volume. All right. Not looking too schmexy. Oh my. Oh my. WGRX looks like it's trying to break through there. Oh my. Oh my. It looks like it's trying to break the pennant right now. WGRX trying to break the pennant right now. WGRX trying to break the pennant right there. Oh my. And it looks like it did break it a little bit. It looks like it broke it just a little bit. Yeah. We'll see what goes on though with this stock right here. Yeesh. Good. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me take a look at the GRND. GRND. Let's see how GRND is doing, ladies and gentlemen. GRND. All right. Let's see here. Let's see what we got going on. GRND right over meow. All right. Pennant right here and right there. Okay. Let's see about GRND. Currently needs to break the NEUP running. Yes, sir. All right. So GRND needs to break this pennant right here for it to be so much Mexi to meow. That's what it needs to do. GRND needs to break the pennant right here. All right. What was it that you said, Coach? NEUP.
Yes, sir.
NEUP. NEUP. Oh my, broke the high a day. How high did it go, ladies and gentlemen? NEUP. Let's see how NEUP did. Let's see. NEUP up 77%. Currently up, breaking through now. It's pushing. It's blowing. Oh, yay. Oh, well. Double top. Womp womp. Double top.
Big red camel. Yuck.
Yuck.
I don't like red.
Ew.
I don't like it.
NEUP needs to remain friends with the trend. All right. Needed has a double top right there. Needs to break the double top after breaking multiple highs of the day. Boom, right there. NEUP, do NEUP, yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's get a share party going. Let's get to 4,100. 4,100, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Somebody requested PW. PW. Okay. Well, no. That's all I have to say is just no. No. Nope. Not a lot of volume. PW needs some serious volume for it to be so much Mexi to meow. PW needs some serious volume for it to be so much Mexi to meow. Yes, sir. All right. Okay, let's take a look at some other stunks. We just stretch out here, get the crick, crick, crick in the back. The crick, the ringy dingy. Yes. Ooh, okay. All right. So, PW. PW, PW. Not looking schmexy. All right, let's take a look at another stonk over here. What other stonks we got? Let's see. Let's see how we doing over here. What are the stonks we got over here? What stonks do we have? And open. Let's take a look at open. Open. Let's take a look over there. Open. Had a nice little uptrend. Moved a little bit there. On a nice little uptrend. Needs to break a little pennant over here. So we got that going on right there. So open needs to break this pennant right here. Descending wedge for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So open needs to break that little descending wedge. All right. OPEN on the uptrend, but needs to break a descending wedge right there. So we got that going on right there. Open needs to break that descending wedge for it to be so much mexy to meow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And let's see about some support. All right. Looks like it came back up. Looks like it came back up. All right. So that's what we got going on here. That is what we got going on. All right. Let me see. Let me make sure everything's copacetic. Is everything working? All right. Hello. All right. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. All right. Hello. Is the stream working? The stream is cut out there a little bit. Hold on.
The show's almost over, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's 8:50 now. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Much love. If you could hear me. Hold on. If they could hear me. No. I think it is. All right. Okay, we're back. There we go.
Is it on?
Yeah, it looks like it's on. Hold on.
Holy moly.
Actually, wait a second. Wait a second. Let me make sure. Oh, no,